Something new today, a brand I have actually never looked at before. This is the Vivo X9, and it's a Snapdragon 625 powered mobile that runs Android 6. It's got their own custom UI on it, which I've of course never tried out as well, which would be interesting. It's called FunTouch OS, and it's version 3. So this one here, I got this from a seller called Lao.com. I hope I pronounced that right. And you can see, yes, it came via DHL, and yes, I had to pay taxes on it. So if you want to avoid the taxes, I always recommend going for the free or cheaper postage method. So that is quite well boxed up there. That's taped up. Second box, a double box. And we'll just get this open. So other specs include a 3000 mAh battery. Now the Snapdragon 625 is an octa-core, and it's quite a power efficient one. So hopefully we should still get some good, decent battery life out of this. Oh, and they've even put bubble wrap around it, so very well packaged there from the seller. They have included a little ring hook stand thing. Don't see myself using that. A US to EU adapter, of course, because the power plug will be the 2-prong US style. And here is the box there. So X9, the Vivo, and this won't be fully sealed because the seller actually installed Google Play for me. So there's no other specs or anything listed on that. Let's get this open. All right. So there's the mobile there. So the rear camera is a 16 megapixel one with an aperture of f2.0. You can see it does have a, looks like, hopefully that is dual tone LED flash there. I'll just get it out of this protective wrap. And the build quality, that actually seems quite nice. It has kind of an Apple iPhone 6s, 6, 7 look about it, I'd say, with the styling a little bit with those antenna lines. And the front screen, white, of course, as you can see. It does have a pre-applied screen protector. So fingerprint reader down here, we have two front-facing 20 megapixel cameras. Yep, that's right, 20 megapixel ones. And a secondary 8 megapixel camera. So you can get some nice depth of field shots, apparently, out of this one here. Now, along the front, there's also an ambient light sensor. Proximity sensor will be one of these ones. And there should also be a front-facing flash. So this is a very selfie-orientated mobile phone, this one. Now, along the left-hand side there is a dual SIM slot. Now, there is no micro SD card support with this mobile. So this version should be the 128 gigabyte one. I'll just have to check that out. And now, along the bottom, we have a loudspeaker, some torque screws holding the rear housing in, microphone, and 3.5mm headphone jack. Unfortunately, no Type-C port here. This is a micro USB 2 port, which is a little sad to see. I would have preferred a USB Type-C port on there because that's what other devices are using. So right hand side there, we have, these are made out of, that's metal, so power and volume controls, metal buttons. And you see that the camera, yes, it does protrude a little bit there. So let's see what else is included in the box. We have some instruction, leaflet manuals, warranty stuff right here. No doubt that is probably all in Chinese. Oh, they've included 2 cases. All right. Didn't expect 2 cases there. There's the SIM tray tool. And this one's more of a light blue color to it. And that one's a clear case. So I don't know whether the seller included an extra case perhaps. And they've also got an extra screen protector. And yeah, that I did not expect to see that in there. So maybe the seller actually put that in there. And what else we have is the charger and cable. So this is the charger, which is rated to 9 volts, 2 amps maximum there. And along the top here, we have micro USB cable, and they've included also some earphones that look like Apple ones. Look at that. Yeah, they look just like the Apple ones. Alright, so I power this on for the first time. Now, I have never used this brand before, so I'm not used to this skin that they call Fun Touch, which is over the top of Android. And I hope that it does actually support other languages. Okay, so first boot. Didn't take too long there, that wasn't bad. Okay, this is a interesting looking UI. It has kind of it reminds me a little bit of LG phones. So hopefully the performance of this will be right. You can see Play Store is on there. And lots of bloatware, unfortunately. Most of this hopefully can be uninstalled. I'm just looking that, okay, it gives us option to uninstall some of this. But it looks like a lot of those we won't be able to actually uninstall. Okay, these ones here, media. All right, so you can get rid of a bulk of the bloatware on this, which isn't too bad. So I'll just find where settings is. And if I can find that, there we go, settings. And we'll have a look at the version. So about phone doesn't seem to be there for some reason. More settings. Yeah, as I said, I haven't used this before, so just excuse me, and I'll find where I've got system updates. Okay. So far, the performance, that seems alright. I haven't noticed any stutter and lag like I did with the MIUI running on the same processor with the Redmi 4 that I recently reviewed. So check out this screen, have a look and see. I think it must be all under the same menu. Screen toggles, no. Where is... Maybe that's under the home button. Back key. Where is my screen brightness adjustment? Network speed, details, manage notifications. Okay, right. You got to swipe up to find that, to get that. Okay, so brightness at the moment is automatic. Now this is a Super AMOLED display. And I must say, it looks really good. At the moment, it's actually overpowering my camera there on maximum brightness. So I'll just turn that down about halfway. Very nice looking display. It's 1080p, but 5.5 inches 1080p I find is perfectly fine. Unless, of course, you're going to be using something like VR. So those viewing angles look really good. So far, so good. The panel. Now, this UI thing's going to take a while to get used to. So there we have all our toggles there. Your typical Android toggles, offline mode, flight mode, data, all of that. There's our volume controls, and there are further toggles there. All right, so let's get into the camera. So again, looking a little bit like Apple's ISO setup with that camera shutter button. That has a familiar look to it. So we have face, beauty, videos. I wonder if this will support 4K. It does actually, there we go. So 4K recording. Now, no optical image stabilization. I will be going out shortly. I will take a few sample photos as well as some video from both front and rear cameras, and we'll check those out in just a second. And sight, I don't know what that is. Hold and capture the key. And face, beauty, live, high dynamic range options we get, and filters right here. So your typical kind of standard options you get. I just wondered if they do have, and it looks like they do. Professional anti-shake, okay, night, slow, professional mode here. It does give us the finer adjustments there of the shutter rate, white balance, ISO. So that is good to see that at least we do have a manual mode on that. Okay, and you can bring up the slider like this, which reminds me of Windows phones that had that Pro mode. So yeah, we can adjust the white balance there and tweak things a little easier, and your focus control too. So that actually looks alright when it comes to the settings we get with the manual mode. So I'm just going to go out now and take a few snaps and show you those, and we'll just get a rough idea of how the camera performs on the X9 here. So this is a sample here shot in 4K, the maximum setting we get. Now unfortunately not a very nice day here. The weather in Europe and in Spain has been really bad the last week. It's been raining a lot and dark, which is it's kind of uncommon for here. It's always sunny. So it does have autofocus, which seems to be working okay as far as I can tell here. Now I just did a tap to focus then, and again, so just pan around quickly, see if we have any artifacts or anything with the sky. Just a first little glimpse here. And I'll just check out now the front facing camera, should I say cameras. So here's a look at the front facing camera. You'll notice that my face is maybe overexposed a little bit here in these lighting conditions. I was surprised to see that I can actually shoot up to 4K video, and that's probably because of the fact that it's got a 20 megapixel camera that also has the same f2.0 aperture like the rear camera on there. There's another toggle on here, which I'm just going to turn on now, and that enables the front facing flash, which has just illuminated my face a little bit more there, but that'll probably be perfect for nighttime selfie shots and video. So here is the dual SIM tray. It will take 2 SIMs. Unfortunately, no micro SD card in there, so it's not a hybrid slot. One thing I have noticed that they have a rubber gasket around the end of it to stop dust getting in there. I don't think it has any waterproofing, at least I haven't seen that mentioned in the specs. I think it's, yeah, just to stop the dust there, but good to see. And that of course takes 2 nano SIMs. So the weight of it feels good. I will measure that in just a second, but I want to have a look and see just how thick it is. So it comes in at 7.3 millimeters. That's rather thin, but where the camera bump is, where that protrudes a little, is now 8.2. So you get an extra almost millimeter there of thickness because of that camera sticking out there. And the weight of it, 158 grams. So here's a look at the stock keyboard that comes with the ROM. So it's their own keyboard, and the skin on it and typing on it I found to be really good. I like the fact that it has a full number row there, and I do find that so far that actually seems to be better than the keyboard you find on the Xiaomi products. So time to test out the fingerprint reader. So I'm just going to register now one. Probably have to place my thumb on here about 10 times. It's just asking me to move my thumb a little bit more. Each time it's been vibrating there. Adjust your grip. So they want me to do it again. Okay, so that's registered. Lock the screen. Straight unlock. That is good. I don't have to actually press down to wake that up first. Like some phones you must wake first. This is just straightforward. Put your thumb there. Works. That is very quick. Now there is a status LED indicator which is located just there. You should be able to see that right there. And that will change color. It looks like you can actually set that. And you can get to red or green. Looks like it's not a multicolored one by the looks of the options we have here at least. Now language, we only get English or Chinese, unfortunately. That's it. So I don't know if there's a multi-ROM. And free available storage, 108 gigabytes, so that's plenty of room there, and also free RAM, 2.18 gigabytes of the 4. Now, a quick size comparison on the furthest left of the screen, that is the Xiaomi Mi Note 2 with a 5.7-inch screen. This is a Samsung Galaxy S7 with a 5.1-inch screen, 5.5-inch, and then a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus with another 5.7-inch screen. And side by side here with the Galaxy S7, see that the thickness is about the same. And of course it's a lot taller, having the extra 0.4 inches the screen. Build quality, I would still say that yes, the S7 is definitely a lot better. Of course it has waterproofing. And this has a very nice build to it, but it does have a little bit of plastic that just goes around the lip here. This is part of the frame with the glass that holds that into the unibody rear housing. But the build quality, all in all, of the Vivo X9 here, I'd rate as very good. It definitely feels premium, excellent, really solid, feels nice in hand, easy access to those buttons as well on the side. I can just reach them, and the fingerprint reader as well, that's working perfect. So the build of this is really, really nice, and I do like that Super AMOLED panel. It really does stand out. It's very nice and bright, good colors, nice and vibrant. Now I'll just have a listen to the loudspeaker, which is located here, and I'll play a track from Carbon Based Lifeforms at maximum volume. So as you could hear from that, the loudspeaker is actually quite loud. It sounds reasonably good, not a bad speaker at all. Right, so that is my unboxing, and first impressions of the Vivo X9 here are really good. I do like the build quality. It feels really solid, very nice in hand. They have selected a really, really nice, vibrant 5.5-inch Super AMOLED panel, and it just stands out with real punchy colors. Looks really good and seems to have a very nice maximum brightness. Now the FunTouch OS is new to me, so it's going to take me a while to get to grips with it and use that, but I've noticed already that it is actually performing a lot faster and smoother than the likes of MIUI 8 running on the Redmi 4, which is also a Snapdragon 65 powered mobile. Here it seems more fluid, snappier, and I haven't noticed stutters or lag yet. Now the cameras on it, I need to get into more detail with that. It's kind of bad weather at the moment, but I noticed that the front-facing camera looks like it could actually be one of the better ones on this kind of mobile, this kind of price range. It can actually shoot in 4K, which surprised me. I've never seen that before in a front-facing camera. You also get a lot of options with a front-facing flash, and you can do those depth of field effects with the dual cameras, switching in between the 8 megapixel and then the 20 megapixel camera there. So I will be back later on with gaming tests, benchmarks. I'll go through everything in my full review. So if you are interested in seeing more on the Vivo X9 here, why not think about subscribing to the channel and keep an eye on the playlist, because I will be back with more on this mobile. Thank you so much for watching.